this is Diamond for Diamond Shine Soap. Guys, I'm excited to see you today. Today in the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen, we're going to be making some laundry soap, guys. But before we get in, anyway, guys, listen. I told you guys on the Patreon about maybe 3 weeks ago that in the month of April, we would be making some laundry soap. So we're going to make the bars first. We're gonna turn it into powder, and then we're gonna be making a liquid. So this is part 1 of 3 different videos. So for this particular soap, we're gonna need 100% coconut oil, okay? So when I say 100% coconut oil, that means you'll need no other oils but coconut oil. The reason why we're using coconut oil is because coconut oil can be very drying. You cannot use this for your skin, and I know I've seen it on YouTube, but people were using this for their skin. No, it actually strips your skin of all the oils and it will dry your skin out really bad. So it's not good unless you use a super fat, okay? So with that being said, it is perfect for laundry soap, dish soap, and some people use it to strip their hair of oil and they use it as a shampoo bar. But me, you know, I wouldn't put that in my hair, but hey, to each his own. But anyway, we're gonna be using that. You're gonna need some lye and you're gonna need some water. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go and get right into it. I have a crock pot that I'm gonna be using today because I'm gonna kind of slow cook it. And I wanna keep all of the moisture into the pot. When it comes down to the coconut, it gets really hard really fast. Like, I mean, seriously, it gets hard pretty fast. We're doing a hot process method, but I will leave a recipe for you guys. So if you want to make the cold process method, you can do it that way. The hot process method is good for me because I can use it and grate it down right away. And I don't have to have lye or nothing inside of it. I don't have to wait 30 days for it to cure. So that's why I'm just always gearing towards the hot process method. But I am going to leave inside of the Patreon the cold process method as well. So guys, look forward to the next video, and that's the video we're going to turn it into like a powder. And then we have another video where we're going to turn this soap into a liquid. So I know you guys getting pretty excited about that because I am. I like the liquid soap idea. The idea that we don't have to use Gain, Purex, all of those expensive laundry chemical detergents. And this is something that is safe for your washing machine. So you can use it in HE washers and dryers, completely fine, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so, all right, now first thing first, since we are only going to be using coconut oil, that's the only thing you need to add. So you need to weigh out your coconut oil according to the ingredients that I've given you. And after you weigh out your coconut oil, then we'll be adding our water and our lye, okay? So if you want to melt your coconut oil down in the microwave, that is completely fine, just so you don't have to wait for it to melt. Or you can put it inside of your pot and just leave it to melt. But just make sure that before you add your water and your lye, that it is completely liquid and it does not have any lumps or clumps or anything in there like that, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean out my little. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh out our lye solution. Now, you wanna make sure that you use 2 different containers. You need to have one for your lye and one for your water. Make sure that you have some goggles on because you will get a whiff of that lye and it does not smell too good. It's really, really strong. So you wanna make sure you have some goggles on to protect your eyes. You wanna also make sure you have a face mask on. You wanna wear some gloves and a long sleeve shirt as well, just in case something pop up at you, okay? All right, so we're gonna cover this up just so it can get nice and warm. And we're gonna come right back to this. So the next thing we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and weigh out our lye. Okay, so now that we have mixed our lye solution with our coconut oil, we're gonna go ahead and take this spatula, and we're gonna sit this to the side, but just keep it within reach, just in case you may need it. we reached our trace pretty quick. So now what you want to go ahead and do is you want to just leave it sit. You want to leave it sit till it start volcanoing, and then you can start working with it. Okay guys, so if you notice that in between waiting for it to volcano, you'll notice that it turns into like a really thick cream. Now this thick cream is still lye heavy, so you really don't want to mess with this too much. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to leave the heat on, and you want to let it start breaking down and volcanoing, and then you'll come back to it and start, you know, stirring it and things like that. All right, now as you can see, if you stir it, we reached another phase. It's not quite finished yet, but it won't take long to be finished, okay? So it went through like an applesauce phase, and now it's just thickening up, okay? Okay, so mine is fully finished. Okay, and if you do a zap test, you'll notice that it does not zap you. And some people ask, what is a zap test? A zap test is pretty much like, if you put it up to your tongue and you get a battery zap, then you'll know that it still has lye on the inside of it. So this is finished. Now, with this particular recipe, you have to move pretty quick. So I want you to go ahead and add your fragrance. And I know it's a little hot, but go ahead and turn your heat off. Turn your heat off. And we're gonna have to work with it while it's hot, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get our fragrance. Okay, so because this is a laundry soap, you can use fragrance and you can use essential oils. It's not a problem, but you need to use the recommended amount that I gave you guys in the Patreon. Don't go over that amount. I recommend Downy fragrance, Gain, and stuff like that. That is perfect for a laundry soap. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stir my fragrance in. Now, normally if this was hot process soap, I would wait for the temperature to come down. Well, this is hot process soap, but normally if it wasn't 100% coconut, I would wait for the temperature to come down before I added my fragrance. But because this is a pure coconut soap, like I said, we have to move quick, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and get a mold. Now I'm using this mold today. Usually I use my 5-pound mold, but I'm not making 5 pounds of this. But you can find these molds on Amazon, and they're pretty good, and they hold about 2 ounces of soap, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and load up my mold. Okay, so you want to go ahead and bang. You want to bang down on your mold to make sure you release any kind of air bubbles that could be caught up in the sides. Now you want to go ahead and let your soap sit for about, I say a few hours. As soon as it hardens, guys, you want to go ahead and remove it quickly. Okay, guys, like I said, when it comes down to making this 100% pure coconut soap, you don't want to let it sit that long. So I probably let mine sit for about, I say 3 hours, and it's pretty hard. It's still warm. So, you know, if it was just regular soap, I would let it sit longer. But because this is coconut, it's gonna get real hard. Okay, so if I would have let it sit for 24 hours, we would have probably needed a hammer to cut it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just take some cuts in it. And as you can see, guys, look, it's hard to cut. It smells really good. It smells very good. And you can see how smooth it is. And normally if I cut my soap this early, it would still be like, you know, liquid on the middle, but it's not. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. Okay, and remember, you can cut these as small as you want to, as big as you want to, because the next process is we're going to have to grate these. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut all of my bars, and they are smelling so good. They are. They smell really good. We're gonna get these shredded. You know, if you want to use a grater, you can shred it that way, or you can just use a solid shooter, and you can do it that way. So I'm gonna let mine sit overnight, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into that next process. So this is part 1 of 3 videos. All right.